Good morning, everyone. Come on, wake up. Good morning. I'm Congresswoman Jackie Speier, and I'm honored to be able to welcome you to the 12th Job Hunters Boot Camp that we have held since the recession started. And I got to tell you, one of the thrills of this job for me is being stopped when I'm in the grocery store or walking down the street and having someone come up to me and say, I went to your Job Hunters Boot Camp. I am now employed. I love my job. Thank you. That's what this is all about for you today. When we started this, back in 2008-9, we had just a smaller number of employers and a larger number of job seekers. So we're seeing that the economy truly is getting better. This program is about doing three things for you. One, if you're looking for a job, this is the place you should be. If you're looking to get a better job, this is the place to be. If you're looking to hone your skills and be better at interviewing or your resume, this is the place to be. So there's a couple things we want you to do today. Before you leave, we want you to sit down somewhere in this cavernous building and write down your thoughts. Don't leave without writing down your thoughts of what you encountered today, what was positive, what was negative. All of those thoughts you should write down because you're going to want to come back to them. Secondly, I want you to get out of your comfort zone. I want you to talk to people here that you would never talk to. I want you to turn to the person in back of you. In fact, why don't you do it right now? Turn to the person in back of you and introduce yourself. And that back row's got to come up front. All right. Now, over the course of the next 3 or 4 hours, I want you to extend yourself. I want you to network. We sometimes feel reluctant to do that. I even feel reluctant from time to time, but it is the best way to move your career forward. And finally, later this week, I want you to follow up with 3 employers that you met here. As you go and meet with these employers, find out how they would like you to communicate with them, and by the end of the week, I want you to make sure that you've communicated with at least 3 employers via email or however they would like you to communicate with them. So we have some good news. The unemployment rate in California is now 3.2%. It is the lowest unemployment rate in San Mateo County in the state of California. And the fact that there are 120 employers on the other side of this wall says that they are hungry for employees. Now, when we started this boot camp back in 2009, the unemployment rate was 9.2%. We have seen the number of people getting jobs increasing, averaging about 140,000 to 200,000 a month, and that has been going on now for some 67 consecutive months. So the recession is over. We just need to make sure that you get the best job for your talents at this point in time. You know, when you look around the world right now, as I have to do in Washington every week, because I serve on the Armed Services Committee and on the Intelligence Committee, when you look at places like Syria, where half the population is now displaced, 250,000 of them have died. And they're struggling to get from Syria to some safe haven in Europe to try and continue their lives. When you look at us, hey, we're doing pretty good, and you're doing really good. And now we just want to help you get that next best job. So we know that this is a very tough environment in which to live. The housing prices have skyrocketed in San Mateo County. A one-bedroom apartment is now averaging $1,800 a month. People are doubling up, tripling up. In San Francisco, the average one-bedroom is $2,500. This is not sustainable. None of us should be paying more than 30% of our income for housing. So if you're spending 50, 60, 70% of your income on housing, you've got to find another housing solution. And there are many programs that we can help you connect with if that is the situation you're in. Now, Congress has a role in fixing this economy. And there's three things that we need to do. One is raise the minimum wage. Now, hopefully none of you are making minimum wage, but if you raise the minimum wage, then all boats float higher. Secondly, we have got to build more infrastructure in this country. Our roads are absolutely in total disrepair. Doing infrastructure projects creates great employment opportunities as well. And finally, we have to make sure that quality education is available for all. And if you haven't availed yourself of the community college program here in San Mateo County, I urge you to do it. You don't need to go to a for-profit university to get a really good education. And community college is a great place to do it here in California. 2/3 of those who go to community college to get degrees and certificates are on what's called a BOGS waiver. It's a Board of Governors waiver, which means they're not paying anything for tuition. So keep that in mind if you're looking to developing new skills as well. So we have lots going on here. Think of this as your event. You've got to maximize what you can get out of it. There are those who are professionals who will help you look at your resume and make it more relevant for the business climate of today. There are professionals that will go through a mock interview with you and give you pointers. Take advantage of these opportunities. They're located in the tools tent, and there are still 60 available appointments. So if you think this is something you need, you should rush over there right now in the middle of my comments and go sign up for the tools tent. There's also going to be workshops. You're going to be hearing about those speakers in just a few minutes. I mentioned the San Mateo Community College District is represented here. So is the Employment Development Department and Covered California for health insurance purposes. And LinkedIn has a photo booth here. So if you need an updated picture or you don't like your picture on LinkedIn, and I can guarantee you that I don't like my picture on LinkedIn, you can go and have another picture taken. Now, we're going to hear from one of the people who couldn't be here today to tell her success story, but who came to a Job Hunters Bootcamp in the past and who has reaped the benefits of having done it.
Last year, I had the privilege of attending the Job Hunters Bootcamp, which is an incredible opportunity to meet key recruiters from several Bay Area companies, all in one location. This event allowed me to meet dozens of companies and provided me with several job leads. This is an excellent networking opportunity that you would not want to miss. Unlike other job fairs, this event is a must for all job seekers, as it will inspire and energize your job search. Good luck.
Well, let's thank Deanna. She couldn't be here, but she did do that for us so that we could have some testimonials as well. Okay, now it's my great pleasure to introduce to you my co-chair of this event, Assemblyman Kevin Mullen, who is in the State Assembly here in the legislature, who is very committed to improving the job opportunities and has made job creation one of his top priorities. He's also Assistant Pro Tem of the State Assembly. Please welcome Kevin Mullen.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Speier, and thank you for your leadership in so many ways for our San Francisco Peninsula, and thank you for the invitation to say just a couple of words with you today as we kick off Job Hunters Bootcamp. I am so pleased to be co-sponsoring this event, and it is an honor to represent San Mateo County in the State Assembly. Here at the fair today, there are many local businesses that are hiring. If you are looking for a job, you will have a chance to speak to employers and go to workshops to review your resume and enhance your interviewing skills. We know how important that is. This is your chance to showcase your value beyond what appears on your resume. You have talents and abilities, so show off what you've got. Bring your personality to the table, believe in yourself, and employers will as well. As you know, it has been a long and arduous road to economic recovery in California. And while we have come a long way as a state and region, our work in San Mateo County has to continue to keep the economy vibrant, create new jobs, and find out new ways to put people to work. Economies are complex and dynamic. Business cycles of boom and bust exist. Related issues related to housing and transportation impact employers and employees. Access to social services and quality public education change the equation, and the list goes on. These are the sorts of things that I concern myself with representing the 22nd District up at the state capitol. But I recognize that our purpose here today is much more pointed. Our purpose here today is to turn unemployed job hunters into employed job holders. For many, the job hunt continues because the right opportunity has not presented itself, not because the right opportunity does not exist. We recognize that for many who want to work and have not had the luck in finding employment, that it is not for lack of trying. In fact, the perseverance and dedication demonstrated by many of you here today and others like you who are searching for jobs on the peninsula are a testament to your work ethic and determination, two characteristics that employers definitely value in employees. As we know, meaningful employment provides a sense of purpose and dignity. Someone out there is waiting to hire you, perhaps in this building here today. Now we need to make it happen. I will do all that I can to support legislation that produces job growth so that each of us can find work and secure our future. President John F. Kennedy famously said, "A rising tide lifts all boats." This is an important principle for all of us to keep in mind. It might seem self-evident to say that we all do better when we all do better, but it's true. Employment benefits employees, but also benefits employers, families, communities, cities, regions, the state, and nations. So thank you again to Congresswoman Speier for your continued leadership, all of the organizations that have joined us today, hosting resource tables and the like, and all of the employers who are with us. And for the job seekers, good luck, and thank you for attending. Now, let's hear briefly from our workshop presenters. I am so grateful for their contributions to this event. They are essential for setting the positive tone. They volunteer their time and expertise because they want you to find your next job. Let's give them a round of applause. So I have the opportunity to introduce Donna Fedor. Donna is going to tell you about her workshop entitled Rethink Your Job Search. Donna, great to have you here with us today.
Thanks so much. Hello, hello, everyone. All right, so who in here is dissatisfied with your job search? Raise your hand. Be honest. Come on, be honest. All right, so today's the day. It's time to take responsibility for your job search, to stop sabotaging. So let's take a look and see where you may be sabotaging your job search. Your confidence. Anybody sabotaging your confidence? All right, how about your value? Be honest. How about networking, your opportunities to network? How about clarity, just having clarity in what you want to do? Right, I'm seeing a lot of nods. How many people are sabotaging your time? Getting distracted, be honest. Procrastination. How about your energy? Yeah. And how about your productivity and job search progress? Yes? That would be like interviews. How about your attitude? Which would also be your happiness. All right? And ultimately, this all comes down to your interviewing. If you're sabotaging your job search in these other areas, you're sabotaging the ultimate, which is the interview, which leads to your job offer. So today we're going to do a radical shift. We're going to be right here in this room at 11 o'clock to rethink your job search. So again, it's time to take responsibility. All right, everyone, I look forward to seeing you in there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Donna. Next, I have the pleasure of introducing Katie Farrick, who is a former member of Congresswoman Speier's staff and helped turn the idea of a boot camp into reality. Now she works for LinkedIn, and she'll talk about what's happening in her workshop. Katie.
Thank you. Hi, good morning, everyone. LinkedIn, as you probably already know, is one of the most powerful job search tools, but how do you make it work for you? I'm here to give you 3 top tips and go into a little bit more detail about how you can really leverage it for your next job offer. And one of them I'm going to give you all right now. You're 14 times more likely to be viewed by a recruiter on LinkedIn if you have a photo. It doesn't have to be a supermodel stunning photo, a nice professional photo. They're available here for free from Snapshop. We're sponsoring that just so that we can make sure you have every chance of getting found on LinkedIn for your next job opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Katie. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Susan Schwartz. And Susan is going to teach you a little bit in her workshop about the importance of branding. And I think I need to attend this workshop. I need a little branding help. Susan Schwartz, thank you for being here.
Even though we're doing great and the job market is very healthy right now, you're still in competition every time you send your resume. So what I'm going to help you figure out is how to make employers come after you. Instead of sending your resume over the transom, how to make those employers want to pick you out of the crowd. How do you turn yourself into a known brand so somebody doesn't say, I want somebody, they say, I want Joe Smith, I want you. I'm going to give you the how to do that, when to do it, and what to do in order to turn yourself into a brand that employers want. And I'm going to be speaking at 12 o'clock in that room, and I hope to see you there.
Thank you, Susan. Next, we're going to hear from Christine Young. In Christine's presentation, you will learn about the importance of networking.
I am looking for a man in the audience who I have shared 32 years of marriage with today. Where is he? He's out there making a networking call, no doubt. So we're going to talk in my workshop about your job search strategy. If you are spending time looking on the web for your job, you need to do more. The studies show 2 to 5% of positions are filled. Only 2 to 5% of positions are filled through the internet. So how are they filled? You know, they're filled through networking. They're filled by people you already know. And so I don't think of it as a network. I think of it as connecting and reconnecting. If we have in the audience some introverts, we're going to talk about specific things you introverts can do to make networking easier for you. And we're going to talk about the magic thing that introverts have that's a little bit tougher than what extroverts have. So you introverts, please come and hear us talk. Finally, the lead to your next job might simply be through your next cup of coffee.
Thank you, Christine. This year, we have the pleasure of hearing from two panels due to very high interest in jobs in the healthcare industry and hospitality industry. Let's hear from Dr. Ektavias of Stanford Children's Health about the healthcare panel. Is the doctor here?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Ektavias. I'm the Director of Human Resources with Stanford Children's Health. Glad to see so many of you joining us today for the Job Hunters Bootcamp. There are two quick things I'm going to tell you about healthcare industry trend. We all know that with the passing of the Affordable Care Act, there are more insured people now than there were a year back. That definitely is impacting the hiring trends for hospitals. In fact, a report in June 2015 by the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that there have been 100,000 jobs added to the hospital sector in this past year. And this is the biggest surge in job growth since 1991. So employment in healthcare is really, really booming. It's a great field for job growth, for getting into the job, and also for changing industry if someone's trying to change the industry. So I really hope you can join us for the healthcare panel at 11 o'clock. On the panel with me are Richard Williams. He is the Recruitment Services Manager for San Francisco and San Mateo region for Kaiser Permanente. And Teresa Moeller, she's the Manager of Oncology Services with Seton Medical Center. Richard, Teresa, and I look forward to having you join us, and we're going to be sharing with you more about our organizations and about the healthcare industry trends. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Next, we're going to hear from a friend, a leader in this community, Anne LeClaire. She is a CEO of the San Mateo County Silicon Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau, and she's going to give you a little bit of a preview of the hospitality panel. Anne LeClaire.
I want to start by thanking Congresswoman Speier and Assemblyman Kevin Mullen for putting this event on. I think it's a phenomenal event, and a big shout out to Katrina Rill, who worked so hard on it, and Brian Perkins. Really, good job. I really hope you'll join us for the hospitality panel. Why the hospitality industry? Because nothing makes you feel better than making other people feel great, and that's what we're all about. I'm particularly happy in walking around today to see that no one from our office is here looking for another job. That's like, you know, I think they're going under an assumed name and in disguise, but at any rate, what will we be talking about today? We're going to talk about the types of jobs available, and they are available. The hotels are all looking. The skills they're looking for, the training available, and the opportunities for advancement, which is key in the industry. On the panel today, we will have Flynn Bradley, San Francisco Airport's Director of Employment and Community Partnerships, John Hutar, General Manager of the Westin St. Francis in San Francisco, and Andrea Visnor, who has a long title, but basically she oversees an enormous regional training program for the hospitality industry. We hope you'll join us, and if you are an employer in the hospitality industry, feel free to come in the session and put in a plug during the Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne. What a lineup. Are you ready to get re-energized? Are you ready to look for your next job? I sincerely hope you have a successful, terrific day. Please do tell me, and please share with the Congresswoman if you land a job as a result of today's boot camp. That is why we are holding these events. We want you to be the next success story. Thank you all and have a fantastic day.